So Brian Solis is a globally recognized expert on Web 2.0, social media, and the new technology landscape. He's a principal of FutureWorks, which is an award-winning PR and new media agency in Silicon Valley in San Francisco. He also blogs at PR 2.0, Bubblicious, Brand Week, Social Media Today, and WebPro News. He co-authored Now Is Gone with Jeff Livingston, and his new book is called Putting the Public Back in Public Relations, How Social Media is Reinventing the Aging Business of PR, which comes out on March 2nd. So in his spare time, he speaks at industry events and networks with the best in the business. How's it going, Brian?
It's going great, thanks.
It's good to hear. You were actually one of the first people I networked with when I started in the blogosphere back in, I think, late 2006, early 2007. So thanks for being a good source of inspiration and a resource.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for rocking it. You're definitely kicking butt out there.
Appreciate it. So let's just get started. The first question, Brian, is you brand yourself in various ways to stand out and become known in your industry as the go-to guy for social media, PR, and more. One tactic I've seen you use is to bring your high-end camera to events. How has being an all-star photographer helped you get your name out there?
That's interesting. The camera is definitely not the one tool I thought was going to be the thread that would weave me throughout a lot of different social circles, if you will. It is, or was, in its most genuine sense, something I had to force myself to learn from more of a fan perspective. I was really marveling in the reemergence of the new web at the time, as Web 2.0 was making its renaissance, or the web was making its renaissance. And I wanted to capture it. It's one of the reasons why I started the blog Bubblicious, because I wanted to dedicate sort of a venue that would showcase the reemergence of the web and the entrepreneurs behind what I was calling social economy. And as I was going to all of these events and meeting all of these fantastic entrepreneurs behind some of the companies we all know today, I was just not happy with the original cameras that I was using was capturing sort of the moments. So I taught myself how to take pictures that I felt would capture the essence behind everything that I would see, and then I would share them freely on Bubblicious. And years later, quite the repository that serves as almost like the library that documents the whole thing. Fantastic people. These pictures have been used everywhere in digital media, Wikipedia, and all over the world, and wound up becoming something that I never predicted.
That's great. So the second question is, you've had a lot of projects on your plate. How are you able to manage everything? And when someone asks you what you do, how do you respond so that you aren't talking about yourself for an hour?
Yeah, tell me about it. Well, does that mean that are you telling me that I don't have an hour?
You got to make it quick, and it's got to be memorable.
Yeah, well, how do I keep on top of everything is actually an art. How does somebody spin plates? I don't know that I have a really good answer for that. It's a struggle every day, and I'm one of those few folks that maybe when you get to this level doesn't have an assistant, because everybody else I know has one, or at least an intern. So it's definitely a struggle. I try to do a lot of this stuff on my own, and I guess what it really equates to is just long days and long weeks. But at the same time, it's how I learn everything, and it's how I keep in touch with everybody. It's how I keep my ear to the ground. It's how I'm able to learn from everyone else as well as share what I learned. And then when people ask me what I do, well, it really depends. There's so many different circles that I'm running in, from new media and public relations, social media, to just the new web in general. And the answer is going to be a little bit different in each circumstance. But I think the thing that's going to be consistent is that I'm forever a student of the new media landscape, and it, on a daily basis will change my navigation course for how I go about business and how I go about writing and blogging.
So your new book is focused on how PR has changed due to the rise of social media. What was PR 1.0 like, and how does PR 2.0 differ?
Well, yeah, this is actually a really great discussion. The part of the book actually documents the evolution from 1 to 2, and basically how it ends is that it all just falls back into PR, or basically public relations as the title. And the difference was is that it used to be a broadcast sort of mechanism, meaning that you'd write something or you'd contact people, which you call your influencers, and you hope that they would write and in turn reach, masses with your information. At the same time, you put a release over the wire and hope to reach a lot of people with one fell swoop. And then you'd also create lists of, a lot of targets cover your industries, and send on a mass mailer and have at it. Not that, some of that still works today. I mean, although it's frowned upon quite a bit. Now, in the title, really is about public relations, sort of reestablishing and embrace one-on-one relationships one more time, understanding that there's more work involved with reaching people on a one-on-one basis as people to people, but understanding that are probably far greater in terms of the results and the connections and the behind those relationships. So basically, thought to do that sort of simple in the sense that as part of these tools, these platforms, and sort of facilitate conversations where situations that were never transpire, and that way those communities are probably a little more filling not just people you're engaging, but also for the brand you represent.